I want to master every game from my childhood using RetroAchievements, a site that adds achievements to retro games. And today's game is... Disney's Hercules was released on the PlayStation 1 in 1997, the same year the Disney animated film came out. As a kid, I loved both the film and the game. The accuracy to the film with the original voice casts, remixed instrumental music, and the overall charm of the game still holds up today. Although as a kid, this game was hard, very hard. I've actually never sat down to finish the whole game, and let me tell you, as a now 30-year-old, yep, this game is difficult. I'll have to play every single level on medium difficulty, while collecting coins, jars, and letters in every level to spell out Hercules. I'll have to use every kind of weapon, defeat bosses, and on top of all that, I'll have to do an entire playthrough of the game on Herculean difficulty. That literally made me cry from anger. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. With 44 achievements to grab to earn the mastery, it's time to dive in. As the game boots up, we can already see the charm. Zero to Hero kicks in, and we see our Wonder Boy Herc literally carry the main menu screen towards us. What a way to start the game. Wasting no time, I hit start game and a cutscene from the actual Disney film begins. We see Hades asking the Fates to tell him his future, on if he will one day rule the world. They reveal to him that in 18 years, the planets will align, and he will then free the mighty Titans to overthrow Zeus to rule all. However, if Hercules shows up to fight, he will fail, giving Hades a reason to defeat Hercules. We then enter level 1, your basic DID, Damsel in Distress. Here, we learn the basics of the game. To begin, we can see Hermes. He acts as our checkpoints within levels, so if we die, we will return to the last Hermes we activated. In the top left of the screen, we have our health bar in orange. We can see the total number of lives and a lightning bolt symbol. In the top right, we can see our current weapon, which is our standard sword. The song One Last Hope is absolutely vibing in the background, and speaking of the background, we also have Danny DeVito yelling insults at us while we learn to play the game. As Hercules, we can jump, move left and right, swing our sword, and we can also punch. We get to practice against training dummies and find our first collectibles of the game, golden coins and the letters. We find the letter H for Hercules' name. In every level, we have a certain amount of golden coins to grab, but we also need to find every letter. So I'm going to be on the lookout, but trust me, this will take a few playthroughs to learn everything. Once we complete each section, Danny DeVito opens up the way for us, and we progress past the first section of the level. In the next section, we learn we can also swing on bars, and we have a powerful ground pound move by jumping up and going straight down, using Herc's powerful thighs to crack open the ground. We pick up these little damsel plushies to complete each section. We run past a new checkpoint and begin climbing up a cliff and see a new item, an electric sword. It's going to be used right away, as we have the most annoying enemy in any video game ever made. These damn birds. Man, I can't stress how much I hate these damn birds. They are so annoying to hit. You have to time your hits, but they also swoop down, and then you get surrounded by a bunch of them. Worst first enemy in any video game. Thankfully, the electric sword is one of the most satisfying weapons to use in the game, and we can absolutely body these birds. By ground pounding the crack in the floor, we reveal a secret area. In here, there are a couple of letters, and our first Greek jar. There are 4 Greek jars to collect in every single level, and if we collect all 4, we can also get a password for the current level. That way, we can go back to that level anytime. Leaving the secret area, we see our next item, the invisible armor. When we switch to this armor, it makes us invincible. It doesn't last long, but it can be super useful for when there are a ton of enemies or a really annoying section of a level that we need to dash through. We come across another item, Herculean. This refreshing drink heals a bunch of our HP, and every single time we pick it up, we get to hear Herc go, Hercules! After getting ambushed by yet more birds, we dodge a couple of sharks and pick up another new item, a little action figure of Hercules. These action figures increase the length of our HP bar for the remainder of the level. So, by grabbing some more Herculean, not sponsored, we can get some crazy HP going. At this next checkpoint, we get to use Herc's final skill, his super punch. By holding triangle, we can fill up the lightning bolt in the top left, and by releasing, we knock down the pillar in the most satisfying way possible. In this next section, we fight moving dummies. When when defeated they drop a ton of coins and some Herculade. But the way these guys move show you just how funky this game can be. As Herc, we are on a straight line, so we can only hit stuff that are on the same line as us. But the moving targets can move in front of us into the foreground and behind us into the background. So we have to time our sword hits just right in order to defeat them. And the timing is tricky. Up ahead, we grab another sword power, the Fire Sword. This allows us to shoot fireballs. The orange bar next to the sword is how much usage it has left. All of our weapons can be scrolled through and saved for certain enemies. We find another secret area grabbing a bunch of HP, and then we make our way forward, and here we grab our first achievement, Herculean Force, for maxing out our life bar. Nice. Our final sword we can use is called the Aerial Sword. This sword can send out shockwaves when we hold down the attack button, and Danny DeVito was very impressed by this.
Nice work! Excelente!
By picking up this boulder with Herc's strength, we can carry it over to the cliff and use it to make our way up. Here I had to swing on the poles, but not before the birds got in my way. I suddenly feel like playing Duck Hunt. Another secret area gives us our second E, with us now only needing S to spell out Hercules. Whenever we see these squiggly lines on the floor, that indicates that we can move to that location of the level. This turns the level into a bit of a maze, as we progress back and forth searching for more collectibles, taking out enemies, and we also grab 2 achievements. Write down your first password for collecting all Greek jars in level 1, and Greek Spellcaster 1 for collecting all Hercules letters in level 1. We finish up the level by finding our way through the forest and climbing up another mountain, where Herc enjoys a cool, refreshing Herculade, and we obtain the achievement Your Basic DID for finishing level 1 on medium difficulty. For collecting all of the letters, we get a continue bonus, so if we run out of lives, we now get a free continue. We got 96% of all coins in level 1, which gives us a hero rating, giving us an extra life. And finally, our level password, which doesn't really matter because it's level 1. I save the game and move on to level 2, Hero's Gauntlet, and this level is a rush level. Herc is running through the level and I can control his speed, move him left and right, and can jump, but I can't use my sword, so these levels get frustrating, with things just hitting you all the time. The song A Star Is Born is jamming in the background, so let's do our best to keep Herc alive. To this day, these sort of levels still look super weird, but they're really impressive for it being on the PlayStation 1. Throughout the level we have training dummies, giant scythes, moving pillars, and we can actually get fisted. Up ahead we can use some speed up shoes, which is the only time Herc can attack. By sprinting forward, we take out a giant boulder coming towards us. This power up will be useful for breaking walls and super heavy things in front of us. The jumping on these levels can be insanely annoying. By pressing up and down, I control Herc's speed, but if my timing is off, it gets super flaccid with me bumping into walls. I'm trying my best to collect coins, letters, and jars while avoiding everything that Danny DeVito is throwing at me. I don't know if he's training me or secretly trying to take me out, because this is ridiculous. By using the speed up shoes one more time, I sprint towards this boulder and release the final Greek jar needed to pop the achievement by leaps and bounds for collecting all Greek jars in level 2. And I finish the level grabbing the achievement Hero's Gauntlet. Up next is Centaur's Forest. It's crazy how my childhood memory awakens every time I see the next level. I remember struggling on this one a lot. Here there are a couple of trees where we can find secrets like the letter H hiding in this one. By smashing this giant rock, it reveals that this level is a maze level, heading up and down the forest to find secrets and our way out. Of course, the birds are back, as well as some random little dude. I don't remember this guy from the film. Bro was about to shank me, but we take him out and continue through the level. I lose my first life to the damn birds. I'm a god. Why is flying type my weakness? Moving on, we head up some cliffs past a waterfall and run into another dude, a lanky guy with a sword this time. I knock him the hell out, obliterate some more birds, and smash through the floor. We now have E and R as well as a jar, some coins, and some extra HP. Nice. Further into the forest, oh my god, what is that? Well, it is called Centaur Forest. I don't know what I was expecting, and this guy does so much damage. Luckily, I have the electric sword to take him out. I take out another centaur using the fire sword and find the next Greek jar. Up the next cliffside is a cat, sphinx, griffin, I don't know, but it's dead and that's all that matters. Jumping up, I can see an E in the background that I need to get to, but a sphinx jumps me and I defeat it in one hit, but it chunked a bunch of my HP. Dropping into another secret area, I find the L, but I've totally missed C and U, meaning I'll have to play this level again as all the letters need to be picked up in the same session. I pick up the jar and move on. While destroying some boulders, these centaurs in the background start lobbing rocks at me. Rude, they don't even know me. We fight some more creatures, Hercules, get absolutely demolished by a boulder, and then unlock our next achievement, the art of finding old things, for collecting all Greek jars in level 3. And then we come to our first boss fight of the game, Nessus the Centaur. It's been absolute years since I've made it this far, and I have two questions. How the hell do I hurt him? And why is the cowboy music playing? Bro just keeps punching and kicking me, and my sword has no effect on him. It takes out one of my lives, and I get distracted by Meg in the background. After a bunch of back and forth and dying, I finally tire him out and jump on his back. There we go. Now I understand the cowboy music. We legit have to saddle up and hit it. I knew Woody had a point. After a few more attempts, we take his HP, and with one last charged punch, send him hurling up into the sky and unlock the achievement, the Centaur's Forest. We get treated to a cutscene involving one of my first ever crushes, Meg. Bro is legit me right now. Herc and Danny DeVito jump on Pegasus and ride off to the big city, Thebes. This level is called the Big Olive. I remember this level. This was the level that was on a demo disc back in the day, and it's a huge level with some absolutely weird shit. Honestly, how this city hasn't fallen apart is beyond me. We have people just wandering around it. Is that a freaking cat being struck by lightning which sets on fire and actually damages me? Alright, fair enough. Who the hell is this guy? I've never hated an NPC so much in my life. He just runs around and slams into you with no notice. Never mind Hades and demon birds, it's the civilians and pets I've got to start looking out for. With how big the level is, I have to check everywhere to find weapons, Herculean, and more enemies. On this level, these guys just blend into the crowd, so I wasn't expecting to just get stabbed here. Where am I? London. As I'm fighting them, the friggin' homeless guy runs into me again. At least he's gonna be homeless if he doesn't stop running into me. Then I get to play with traffic, avoid a random ass earthquake, and whoa! Oh, thank God, he's wearing clothes. Here, I can swing up the poles to find more items. This city is wild. I'm sure it can't get anywhere. Why is Satan here? Right, when Danny DeVito said this town had problems, this is too much for me. I need to go home. To defeat the Minotaur, it's an absolute pain. By heading to the right, I can pick up this brick. Then, we slowly head over to the stairs and throw it to squish him, and its HP bar barely goes down. It can also throw things at me while I'm walking super slow. I thought Hercules was supposed to be super strong. What is this, dude? I kid you not, this fight takes that long that I have to speed it up, and on top of all that, I die. That's really annoying and embarrassing, but it can't get any worse, right? Why is the game mocking me? I've spent money on this game and it's mocking me. So I use a continue and make my way back to the Minotaur fight. And this time I defeat it. Oh, come on. It rolled down the steps and hurt me. This city, dude. The civilians can get taken away by demon birds for all I care. Then, out of nowhere, skeletons start to rise out of the ground. Skeletons were not in this film, right? Luckily, they only take a single swing to kill. I found a ton of poles to reach some more collectibles, and then I came to this big part of the city where, yes, take them away. It's what they deserve. Unfortunately, even though I asked for this, I've got to help them out. And it takes forever. You have to wait for the demon birds to land or start taking someone away. And you have to be on one of two levels to even be able to attack them. After I defeated them, I just wanted to be done with this level. I'll come back for all the collectibles, but all the bullshit is really getting to me. So I rushed through and ended the level and got the achievement, the Big Olive. We pick up an extra life for getting 94% of coins and watch our next cutscene. Maggie's back and begging for help. She runs up to us and tells us that two little boys were playing when a rock slide happened. After what this city's put me through, I'd laugh, but I am a hero at the end of the day, so we fly off to take on our first entire boss level, the Hydra Canyon. The iconic Hydra boss, straight from the box art of the game. I remember dying here a lot as a kid. There are falling boulders that drop items but can also hurt us, so we've got to avoid boulders while also fighting the Hydra. To attack the Hydra, I just have to bait it into going for me, and at the last second, step away and slice it with my sword. This took a while for me to get the first hit. We chop off his head, which is super cool, and all the green blood pours out. But now, we have a bigger problem. 3 heads. Yep, every time we chop a head, 2 more grow out. But at least we know how to defeat it now, and one by one, I sliced each of the heads until finally, it was defeated by a giant falling rock. The achievement, the Hydra Canyon, pops, and we get celebrated by the people of Thebes. If only they knew what I really thought of them. As Danny DeVito celebrates, Hades is super mad, and we even get applauded by Meg. But there's no time to sit around getting rich and famous. It's straight into another boss battle. And when I tell you this boss battle battle is complete RNG. It's against Medusa. The boss battle itself is very straightforward, but the first attack she does is a ground pound. These rocks falling from the ceiling, there is no way to avoid them at all. It's completely random if you're gonna get hit by one or if you're gonna get hit by 5 in a row. They just drain your HP. On top of that, Medusa is shooting laser beams at us. There are tons of skeletons she's spawning. She also spits, I want to say snakes or something, which 360 around the arena before they reach you, which you have to jump over. The way we defeat Medusa takes a long time. We have to stand behind each of these pillars when she shoots the lasers. Then a mirror, which was on the pillar, will fall. We then have to dodge everything and somehow stay behind the mirror until she lasers again, hurting herself. We have to do this for every single pillar in the damn room. And remember, this is on medium difficulty. I'm dreading the hardest mode. The only upside to this level is just the things that Hercules is shouting at her.
Here's looking at you, Medusa. Another TKO for the home team.
With how long the battle takes, we managed to unlock the achievement Super Heroic Coin Hunter for collecting 5 golden coins in level 6, and also finished the level grabbing the achievement Medusa's Lair.
Say goodnight, ugly.
So, does Herc get a break now? Nope. He makes a deal with Hades to give up his strength for 24 hours, because Hades has Meg captive. With Herc's powers gone, Hades heads to the Titans to release them to send them to Mount Olympus to defeat Zeus. Except for one of them, the Cyclops, who starts to devastate all of Thebes. Finally, some good news! But being the hero that he is, even without his strength, Herc decided to take on the Cyclops. And it's really funny because if you've only played the game and you've never watched the film, they miss out so much of the plot here. Like, Herc finds out Meg was working with Hades in the film to trick him. So when Herc delivers this line in the video game,
"What are you doing? Without your strength, you'll be killed."
There are worse things.
you would be so confused. Why is he being a dickhead to someone who he's just saved and got rid of his powers for? Anyway, that brings us to our next level, Cyclops Attack. Another rush level, and this is a long one. The most frustrating part about this level isn't the people running towards you that hurt you, the boulders or buildings that are falling down, and not even the 2 times the floor gets ripped apart, which, by the way, if you fall down, it's an insta-kill. No, the most annoying thing is the Cyclops himself, yelling the same 5 things throughout the whole damn level. If we take it slowly, this level isn't that bad, but like I said, for a rush level, it goes on for a long time. Literally everything is out to do damage to you. We can take different routes on the sides like stairs which have important items, and the super shoes make a return to find jars and letters. The only time I died was one of the 2 insta-kill moments of this level. So frustrating. As being this far into the game, lives are everything for the last few levels. On my first playthrough, I did manage to grab every letter to unlock the Greek Spellcaster 5 achievement, and Cyclops Attacks, for finishing the level on medium difficulty or higher. We see the Cyclops pick up Hercules, who burns his one eye, and then we instantly cut to Meg being slammed by a pillar. Not the pillar I was hoping for, and now with Meg being hurt, it breaks the deal Hercules made with Hades, and his powers return. Danny DeVito watches over Meg while we take Pegasus to go and stop the Titans. Alright, so far, we have had some frustrating levels. The Big Olive was long and had so much random stuff to kill me. The Centaur forest boss was a pain to figure out, and the RNGness of Medusa's boss fight is gonna be a pain. But nothing, and I repeat, nothing will ever be worse than this level coming up right now. Titan Flight. This is the furthest I have ever gotten in this game. As a kid, I could not finish this level for the life of me, and I thought now that I'm older, this will be different. Don't get me wrong, this level makes you feel like a hero. The music in the background, flying on Pegasus to save the gods of Olympus is such a cool level, but geez, the difficulty? We have 7 lives at this point. We start off with just the standard sword and take out these annoying vultures. There are tons of them, by the way. Look at this. We somehow make it past, fight this, I want to say griffin, which we have to attack 4 times, and then we get to continue through the level. The Earth Titan didn't do that much to us, but now it's the problem with this level, the Water Titan. As we fly, ice spikes start to randomly fall, and we've already died. Alright, just bad luck and low HP, I guess. this, I realise I can slice them with my sword by spamming it, and I make it a little bit further feeling super lucky. I just have to get past the Fire Titan and grab a checkpoint. As soon as the Fire Titan section starts, you get hurt right away with no way of dodging it, and I end up dying and have to go all the way back to before the Water Titan. Here, the ice spikes just go into overdrive. I did actually get lucky before. I'm doing everything I can to try and slice them and move out of the way, but I get hit by a few in a row. On low HP, I grab the achievement Electric Devastating Power for using the electric sword 800 times, as I just kept lining it up with the vultures. Back at the fire section, I'm so close to making it past and getting a checkpoint, and I just die. Look at this. Turns out I didn't see the first vulture of the pack, and here is where I started to get mad. All the way back to the water section, and I just can't play the game anymore. The ice spikes hit me so many times in a row. 4 lives, 3 lives. With 2 lives left, I grab another achievement, Fiery Attack, for using the fire sword 100 times. On my final life, I die to the ice spikes yet again, and at this point, I throw my controller, while Hades is sat there mocking me. So, I decide to take a small break from the game. 7 months in fact. I'm not joking. I started this game in June of 2025, and I came back in January of 2026. So, now that I've had some time to calm down, let's do this from level 1, and while I head through the levels again, this time, I'll try to pick up all of the collectibles I need for some extra achievements while I fight my way back to Titan Flight. In level 1, I take my time and find all 75 golden coins from the secret areas, enemies, and the forest maze to pop the achievement Basic Coin Hunter. In Hero's Gauntlet, I collected all 14 golden coins, sometimes even having to lose a life on purpose to go back and grab the ones that I've missed, to pop the achievement Apprentice Coin Hunter. I then headed into level 3. During these replay throughs, I didn't manage to find absolutely everything, as I was trying my best to find everything without googling it. So, any extra achievements still needed, I'll be back for later on. But here, I managed to grab Striking, Slow, and Super for using the aerial sword 300 times. I then finally found out by heading down this little waterfall that I missed last time, I can find the last 2 hidden letters I missed before to spell out Hercules on level 3, getting the achievement Greek Spellcaster 3, and I defeated Nessus yet again. The Big Olive had a bunch of achievements, and I took my time on this level, as I wanted it to be the only time I ever have to fully replay this level. I searched every single corner of this damn city and unlocked the following achievements. Greek Spellcaster 4 for collecting all of the Hercules letters, Warrior Coin Hunter, finding all 120 golden coins scattered throughout the city, Ancient Greece of Rarities for collecting all Greek jars, and I even got this achievement, Prosperous Fighter, for finishing any level with 100% of the coins collected. That last achievement I did not expect to get from a level this big, but like I said, I never want to explore this city ever again, and I did just that. For the Hydra level, while it only has 1 head, I just hung out on the right hand side of the arena, waiting for each of these rocks to fall down which give me items, and I got Heroic Coin Hunter for collecting 20 golden coins in level 5. In the Medusa boss battle, I managed to grab all of the Greek jars to unlock anti-deaths and skulls, and during the Cyclops Rush level, I got 2 achievements. Responsibilities Only for collecting all the Greek jars, and Truly Heroic Coin Hunter for grabbing 25 golden coins. Finally, I had made it back to Titan Flight. I had 7 lives and so much motivation to finish this game for the first time. Remember, if I get past this level, that's the furthest I've ever made it on this game before, so I don't even know what to expect after this. Before even getting to the Water Titan, I'd already lost a life. I paused the game and took a moment. I then luckily found an extra life and then lost it right away. That's what we call a freebie. Back at the water section, and boom, 5 lives left, 4 lives left, 3 lives left, 2 lives left, 1 life left. On this final life, I managed to get the achievement Demi-Godlike Coin Hunter for collecting 14 golden coins in level 8. And on this final life, I died. With all the grinding of the achievements, I had earned a single continue, so I used it. The game put me on 3 lives and a tiny ass HP bar. Let's do this. During the first section, I managed to increase the HP bar. Then came came the water section. And guess what? I didn't die. I also made it through and collected an extra life. Let's go! And I died in the first part of the fire section. It happened one more time, and then I finally locked in. I made it past the fire section and got a checkpoint. This had to be it. Flying through the final section, I popped the achievement Going to Heavenly War for collecting all Greek jars. I got through the last couple of enemies and flew up high to free Zeus. Finally, for the first time in my life, level 8 had finally been completed. The achievement Titan Flight popped. I was so hyped, and yet still scared. I had no idea what these last two levels could be. Titan Flight alone cost me 13 lives with a continue. Actually insane. We see Herc grab the Wind Titan and swoop up all of the other Titans, as he hurls them into space with a massive explosion. Hell yeah. Level 9 is Passageways of Eternal Torment. Isn't that what I just went through to finally make it here? And it's a rush level. Great. I have 4 lives and absolutely no idea what I'm doing. The very start of the level is already throwing boulders at us. I'm honestly glad I never made it this far as a kid, because this level is scary. I'm taking my time on this one. You see the gaps that I'm jumping over? Those are insta-death, and there's a ton of them in this level. We even get to see Hades once in a while, who tries to set us on fire. Cheers, James Woods. Appreciate that. We avoid skeletons and fire-breathing sphinxes, only for me to jump up and a ghost to knock me into a gap. 3 lives left. I honestly thought the ghosts were just an effect. I found out the hard way that ghosts are in fact real. There were rocks shaped like spikes I had to avoid, and here I managed to grab an extra life. I used the super shoes to get rid of the boulders and tried to grab as many collectibles as possible, but my main focus was finishing this crazy ass level for the first time. These sections were wild. I managed to grab the achievement Godlike Coin Hunter for collecting 25 golden coins. Then I made a mistake. There's a jar towards the end of the level where I had to use the super shoes to attempt a jump towards it, and I failed. That's a life gone at a chance to grab just 1 jar. On my next turn, I managed to grab it, but still died by not making the second jump. Because I picked up the jar, it counts for the next life, so I don't need to worry about that anymore. I finished up the level and got 2 more achievements. Greek Spellcaster 7 for the letters, and Passageways of Eternal Torment for finally finishing level 9. But you know what sucks? I wasted 2 lives on that 1 Greek jar, and turns out I missed a previous one, so it never mattered anyway. The next level is the final level of the game, and we still have a bunch of achievements to grab, including the hardest one in the set. For now though, let's focus on defeating Hades. We see a cutscene of Herc making another deal with Hades, that if we rescue Meg, we will take her place. But because the ending of the film doesn't have a boss fight, they just made one for the game, so here it is. We finally get to fight Hades. He just flies around the screen while blue fire torches the ground, which we have to avoid. He also shoots blue fire projectiles at us that are crazy to dodge. They just don't stop following. I ended up losing a life while learning the boss fight for the first time. The trick is to not use any of the power-up swords. Nah, I just spam hit him around the stage with the standard sword, and as long as I do this fast enough, he can't get any of his attacks off. Of course, during the whole battle, we are treated to some James Woods voice lines.
I bet that's painful. Oh boy, that's a gotta hurt. I think we could use a little extra firepower.
While I was spamming the hell out of Hades, I managed to pop the achievement Divine Coin Hunter for collecting 8 golden coins in level 10. I got him down to 1 final hit, and Hades is finally defeated, and we earn the achievement Vortex of Souls for finishing the level. We see Herc bring Meg's soul back to her body, and just as they are about to kiss, they get transported to Olympus, and Herc is reunited with his family and the rest of the Olympus gods. But before any celebrations take place, the cutscene just ends. In order for us to see the complete and final cutscene, we must finish the game on the hardest difficulty. So, before we start the hardest achievement of the set, let's wrap up a few more achievements. Now that I have finished the game for the first time, I felt more comfortable using the passwords. Hello, it's Meg, and in the background, we get a sweet rendition of I Won't Say I'm in Love. I feel like a lot of budget was put into this password screen. The animation is crazy. By controlling Meg, we can get her to switch the jars around to teleport us to certain levels. Level 2 is up first. By collecting all of the letters, the achievement Greek Spellcaster 2 finally popped. In level 3, I just needed to find 9 golden coins to grab the achievement Intermediate Coin Hunter. Back to Titan Flight to find all of the letters to spell Hercules and grab Greek Spellcaster 6. I finally found the missing jar in level 9 and completed the jump again to pop the achievement Home of the Dead and maybe pictures. I used the invisible armor for a total of 250 times to unlock the invisible armor achievement, and then I got all of the Greek jars in the final boss fight to unlock relics and souls. We now only have 2 achievements left to unlock, and these will be done during the final run of the game. One of the achievements is to earn a max of 9 lives, which is going to be super important for our final run, and I'll cover that as we go. You see, the final achievement of this set is Hard Labours, and to earn this achievement, we have to beat the game in one session without using any continues on Herculean difficulty. Now remember, we just finished the game on medium difficulty, and the Titan Flight level alone took me 13 lives with a continue, so learning how to get extra lives was now super important. There are 2 ways I am able to collect extra lives. One, by finding this certain hidden jar in the levels. This instantly unlocks an extra life for us, but the other way is to collect enough coins in the level to earn the hero rating, where Herc will collect the jar upon doing so, upping our life counter once more. Before starting the Herculean run, I put the lives up to 4. I think after everything I've been through so far, this is my reward. Let's start what I hope is the final run of the game. Now, we already know each level pretty well by this point, so I'll go over my main strategy for the run and I'll cover important details about each level. For the first few levels, we want to take things slowly. Losing any lives this early on is just not worth it. We want to cover the whole level to find as many coins as possible and take our time with the enemies. Level 1 isn't too bad, but we do have the birds to deal with. But by taking things slow and using our sword upgrades and finding the secret areas to increase our max HP, we can make it out of level 1 with a total of 5 lives. For a rush level, Hero's Gauntlet doesn't have any insta-kill moments, so again, we just take things slow and focus on our HP. There's an important jump at this point of the level where we can actually grab an extra life, putting us at a total of 6, and then we finish up the level. We earned another hero rating, actually huge. That's 7 lives now. Going into level 3, that's perfect. Now, level 3 can be awful. It's a long level filled with so many different enemies, so moving extra slow and learning where each of the enemies spawn is crucial to not losing any silly HP. During the first forest maze is an extra life jar, putting us at a total of 8. 1 more for an achievement and our total max lives. We fight birds, people, more birds, the scary ass centaurs that do so much damage on this difficulty, and even more birds. And then finally, hidden away in this bush is our final extra life to pop the achievement Prophecy Child for earning a total of 9 lives. At this point you might be thinking, well, that's GG, that's plenty of lives for the playthrough and you're already on level 3, but don't forget, there are 2 very specific levels coming up where we have a chance to lose a ton of our lives, and any mistakes on other levels will cost us a lot. I make it through all of the enemies and fight Nessus once again, and head to the Big Olive. I now know this level pretty well. Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit, but once you learn it, it's easy to deal with. The level is just so long and boring. With us already having 9 lives, there's no point in collecting anything, as we can't go past 9 lives, so I just need to get through the level as fast as possible. But of course, we get slowed down by the Minotaur fight, the bird stealing everyone, losing my way having to backtrack up until we finally make it to the end of the level. Once you've done the Hydra fight a couple of times, it becomes the fastest and easiest level of the whole game, which is nice, because the next level is the Run Killer. That's right, Titan Flight might be annoying, but at least there's structure there. I can understand and learn the level over time. But these damn rocks, these mixed with the painfully awful long boss fight against Medusa, having to multitask killing skeletons, lining yourself up with the pillars, dodging her extra attacks, and straight up praying to Zeus that you don't end up getting hit by multiple rocks is crazy. Of course there has to be some RNG thrown into this run. Why not? If there was an actual way to dodge these rocks, I wouldn't be so mad, but the game is asking so much from you. And I lost so many lives just due to getting unlucky, which put me all the way down to just 5 lives left for the entire run. And we don't even get a long level break after this, because it's straight into the Cyclops run, a level that has 2 insta-kill moments if I'm not careful. It's super difficult to focus on grabbing coins. While trying to avoid everyone to go for the extra lives, I just have to hope I can find find some jars throughout the level. Yes, there's one. That puts us on, never mind. I fell down one of the 2 holes. I cannot tell you the stress I was having here. It's been a while since a game made me rage, and I could feel it building throughout this level. The second insta-kill moment, I managed to jump over, and just ahead was an extra life. Thank you. I finished the level, and now it's time to truly put my skills to the test. We had 6 lives for Titan Flight. Let's hope I can do this. Just the vultures alone have already taken 2 of my lives at the very start. I needed to lock in. I managed to make it to the mini boss fight, and I found an extra life, putting me on a total of 6. And I grabbed the first checkpoint. But here was the part that I always struggled with. The water titan. I lost a life instantly, and managed to find 1 more extra life jar before losing that life as well. 4 lives left. 3 lives left. I started to rage. 2 lives left. This one was taken out by a single vulture. I was finally down to 1 life for the whole run. Ready to throw my controller, I just started to play. I was 1 hit away from being killed, and I managed to find 2 Herculean and kept on going. I got further and further through the level, leaving the water section, flying straight through the fire section. I even took out the next mini boss and somehow made it to Zeus. Oh my god, this is it. I'm on level 9. I just have to take my time and get to Hades. And this is the moment that I actually cried. Not out of happiness or being sad, just out of pure anger at myself. You see that in the distance? Yep, it's an extra life jar. And what did my dumbass do? I went for it. I missed the jump, tried to slow down to grab it, and fell into the insta-kill pit. I threw my controller. Got mocked by the characters at the menu, and sat at the main menu for about 15 minutes. Why did I do that? I could have easily made it through. This game is also a slow playthrough. Every time I want to run it, it's going to take up to about 1 hour and 20 minutes for each run. But after a bit of an anger cry, I said no. I picked up my controller and started my next run. I can go the distance. I speedran through the first 5 levels and made it to the Medusa battle once again. I went into the boss battle with 9 lives, and I made it out with just 5 remaining. Thanks to the extra lives I found in the Cyclops run, and not dying to any insta-kill gaps this time, I made it to Titan Flight with a total of 7 lives. And wanna know the craziest part of this second Herculean run? I got through the entire level without dying. That's crazy. I even got lucky with slashing the ice spikes, fueled up my HP bar, and made it all the way to Zeus. Now I'm back at level 9, but this time with 7 lives. This has to be the run. I made it back to the extra life jar that I died at last time, and my dumbass did the same thing. Right, nope, that's it. I'm done gambling with my life. I need this to be the final run. I ended up losing 1 more life to a stupid spiked falling rock, and then finally made it to the end of the level. All that remains is Hades. I let out all of my anger against him. The birds, Medusa, the entire city of thieves, the birds again, the friggin' titans, and just all the stupid deaths that had led to this one moment, where, for the first ever time, I had finally finished this game on not just medium, but with a final swing. I had now finished the game on Herculean difficulty, without using a single continue in a single session. The achievement finally popped, and I had finally mastered Disney's Hercules action game. We head back to Olympus for a full-on party, and it's safe to say I finally cried 1 more time, out of pure happiness of finally having this game beaten. If you want to see more achievement playthroughs, you can click on one of the videos on screen right now. Thank you for watching, and if you want to know the next game I'm gonna master, all you have to do is subscribe.